Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we are going to talk about new watch. It's a Seiko 5 Sports SRPE65K1 and you can notice that we decided to check a green colored version, but we will talk about other versions as well. So it's a really interesting model because of its price position and also external design, and in this video we are going to take a closer look together. We are all used to see the diver watches from Seiko, but this one is definitely not a diver because there is no Loom bezel or any bezel present on this nice metal case, and we have more of a field watch with few touches which will remind you about classic Seiko divers. As I said before, there will be several colors available, not only the green one which we are looking at today, but also blue, grey and also dark black with golden accents. In my opinion, the green and blue versions are the most interesting because they are combined with an NATO strap and it suits more the field style of this watch, while two other watches come with metal bracelet. Of course, the final choice is after you, but I would rather suggest to check these two first. And we can start with the dial because packaging here is quite standard and there is nothing else to say, it's just a typical Seiko box. So the most noticeable thing on the dial is the large indices set, and these indices actually remind about classic Seiko diver watches. As you can see, there are no digits whatsoever, only the small circles and large indices on the 12, 6 and 9 marks, while 3-hour mark is taken with a date and date indicator, and this is really cool that we have this feature also implemented here. As for the logos, we have only Seiko 5 and automatic logos on the dial, and in my opinion it looks more or less clean. Of course I would rather prefer to have only Seiko, but we have what we have and there is nothing we can do. But if you look at the handset, it is a really legible option. As you can see, we even have Lollipop seconds hand, so it will be easy to find all of 3 hands even in the dark time. For the date window, I would like also to mention that it comes in a white color in all 4 color versions, so there is no variety. And yes, it looks a bit out of place because it just jumps on you on the green dial, on the blue dial and the same on the black dial. So it's a matter of a personal taste, but in my opinion it is okay. We have this additional feature as a nice bonus from Seiko, so I guess we can live with it. Note also on the scale which is placed on the outer rim of the dial. This is a nice touch, but I really don't think you will be using it because there is no numbering on this part of the watch, but it adds a certain appeal to the overall composition, so I think it feels in place here and doesn't look just like something was added for the sake of adding extra part here. As for the Loom, I can say this watch can rival with some divers from Seiko in the same price range, so you can see in the video that it's really bright, and in the dark time all these large indices will be clearly visible, and it also relates to the handset, so no worries, it will be easy to read the time in the dark, and this Loom layer is really fast to charge, so it's just a few minutes on the bright light and you have this Loom shining for several hours. Here we can move on to the case, which is, I would say, rather simplistic here, because you can notice that it's just a metal part with no additional accents, and the only unusual thing which you will find is the crown placement, because it's placed on the 4-hour mark, and I would say it's rather unusual for a field watch and not for divers, which are traditional for Seikos, but for field watch I would rather expect crown at 3 o'clock position. And note that crown has really good protection from both sides. It's a screw down crown, so it's another small reminder about diver watches which are main bestsellers of Seiko. Of course, we have two positions of the crown, there is nothing else to say, and if you flip over the watch, you'll find that there is a clear case back insert, so you can check the movement inside. This is a nice touch, which will be handy for some watch fans which like to stare at the movement in their watch. As for the movement, we have 4R36, that's automatic movement with a 41 power reserve. In my opinion, this is more than enough, so I don't think you will have any issues here, and it should be okay for everyday use. Here we can move on to the strap. So as I said, dark green and blue, they come with a NATO strap, and this is a really good quality. Of course, you can replace it with something of your choice, maybe from your collection, but in my opinion this watch works nicely with a NATO or Zulu strap, so definitely consider some color combinations which will bring out this green dial. And note that the strap size is 20mm, so it's quite universal one. Of course, such strap choice also influences the overall comfort of use. Add here the 40mm size of the case, and it is a really good thing to wear on your wrist. It's not huge, and the thickness is 11.5mm, so it does not protrude from your hand. And in my opinion, for everyday use, it's a good choice which won't be really cumbersome to wear. It's worth noting that we do not have sapphire glass, just like in any other Seiko watch in the same price range, so you get a hard legs, and this is not exactly the same as sapphire glass, so I would rather advise to be careful. And the same goes to the polished surfaces on the sides of the case, so they're really easy to scratch. We do not have any special coating on them, so be careful because it's not difficult to get whole case scratched after one day of active use on your wrist. So all in all, we get a really interesting combination from Seiko. It's not a diver watch, and in my opinion, all diver watches, whole diver genre is slightly overused nowadays, so Seiko decided to offer something different. It's a field watch and it looks really decent, and price tag should be set around $350, which is quite okay price tag for a Japanese watch with automatic movement inside. And again, I have to mention that it's really comfortable to use. It has bright Loom, so definitely worth checking if you're searching for a simple everyday choice from a well-known manufacturer. It should be already available in all 4 colors, and you can get it, for example, from Helveti webshop. I recommend to check all 4 colors because they're interesting on their own, as I said before. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!